I don't know where I'd be without them. And I think in some aspects, like, that was probably one of the most, like, shaping moments of my life, growing up in those groups of guys. Two more. Oh, that was a good set. Yo, what's up, bro? Today we're gonna do a little solo video, just me. Yeah, so the gym is empty. All right, yes, so today we're gonna do a little leg day. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna hit this warm up on the Assault bike. I'm way too short for this. I see a lot of the state of the world right now and just the state of objective truth, and it's so tough, like, just being on social media and being on my phone, and like, it just sucks the absolute life out of you. Like everyone else, being on my phone all the time is a little bit of a struggle, partially because I just use it for everything. Like, it's a great tool, but partially because, like, it's now the default boredom solution. And whenever I'm just like bored, or even like have 20 seconds of free time, I'm just on my phone. Well, I see where young guys are at right now, and just with social media, being able to compare yourself to literally everyone on the face of the earth. And I just see all these young guys who just have no purpose, and they feel so just lost, like they'll never be enough, and like the world has kind of given up on them. I'm just so sick of that. Like, I think, man, that's one of the biggest problems I think in society right now, is this lack of manhood. Whew. I'm like already out of breath. And growing up, I don't know, man, it's just like, it's so hard for me to feel proud of myself, to feel like I'm good enough, to feel like I have a purpose. And then I get on my phone and I'm like, I see what everyone else is doing. And I just think there's such a need for men right now. Little warm up is done. Let's head on over to the weights. Let's do a little leg check. This is pre-pump. I'm trying to get the that posing down where I'm like leaning on one foot and then got the toe. Got both the quads flared out. Lat spread. I just see such a need for good role models, and growing up, I just had so many friends who either didn't have a dad, or didn't have a good dad, or didn't have like a brother, and they were just all alone, you know. And I just remember sports was always kind of a place for those guys to go, to find some sort of like brotherhood. And I always thought that was so cool. And maybe that's not ideal, but it's better than not having anywhere. And so I just think that there's such a need for that. Like, I see so many young men who are just like broken and just have no one, you know, and they have people who say they're there for them. They're like, yeah, you know, I'm here for you, like, if you ever need anything. And it's just like, one, they don't feel like they can actually come to that person because they feel like it'll make them seem weak, which just sucks. Or two, it's not really real. Like, people say that, and then like the moment they start opening up to them, they're like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for, you know. And so I really want to create and be a part of something that is for young men, like something that's bigger than just me, that I can be a part of, like a brotherhood, just a group of like strong guys that just like warriors for Christ. And I've always just seen such an opportunity in fitness to kind of create that space, to create that brotherhood. So when I was younger, we used to have this thing called Boys Club, and it's just such a funny name, but it was really cool. It was basically just like on a Wednesday night, we just get like a group of the guys together and maybe some of the dads, and we would just, be men. We'd play soccer for a little while or throw the football, and we'd just read the word. We'd go out and do like homeless ministry. But at the end of the day, what was important to me was that it was all of these guys that went to different churches and, had slightly different backgrounds. It was just a bunch of guys who loved the Lord and wanted to be, who God made them to be, who wanted this purpose, who wanted this brotherhood. And that was so cool, man. It was such a blessing to have that. And so I guess now I kind of want to share that with everyone else, Let's hit this set. Oh. I always do these for my hips just to warm them up a little bit before I squat. I don't know why, but these bars are like extra slippery here. Usually I don't use these like clips, but I was squatting the other day, and usually I feel pretty good about staying like symmetrical and balanced, but I go up and I feel it like start pulling me, and I look over and the plates on one side are like almost all the way off. So I'm like, oh shoot, so I like re-rack it, but so I always saw like fitness as just like a way to, well, at first I think I saw it as like a way to prove myself a little bit. Like it was always like, this is where I can finally show everyone like who I'm meant to be. But I think there's so much more to it than that, and it's almost not even about the fitness. Like I love working out, and honestly one of my favorite things is like lifting and trying to just really get into bodybuilding right now. I just love it so much. It's like one of my favorite things. Like it's not even a chore anymore. I just love coming to the gym. But I think at a certain point it's like there is more to this than just the lifting part. It almost gives you this like mental place, this mental discipline to really just like quiet your mind and just dig deep and see what you have, And I think that's something that's so cool. I don't know. I always saw this as like kind of a place to connect, a place to like, inspire brothers and train together. And it's something so special about it. $225, baby. Let's go. But I just remember my freshman year of college, I was getting really into it. Like starting to seriously get into lifting because I used to play soccer, and I just realized that soccer wasn't going to be a long-term thing, at least like not competitively. And I started like lifting, and I had been lifting like in soccer a little bit, and I always loved it. But I just started lifting, and I was like, man, I almost like this more than playing soccer. And I kept lifting and doing it more, and then I was like, man, I do like this more than soccer, which is weird because like, I don't know, I really enjoyed soccer and it was like a fun thing, but I never really saw it as like this. Like I was never like, oh, I want to be a pro soccer player. I always thought it'd be cool to be like a pro athlete, but I was never like set on, you know, playing in the MLS or whatever. So I got into college and I was like, man, I really want to, you know, pursue lifting more. And I was living with like 5 guys. And I started just getting so into lifting. And one by one, I started like convincing them to all come to the gym. And then they would kind of bring people to the gym. I don't know, it's always like just so fun for me, and such a cool place for guys to like just train hard, you know, and just see what they're made of. All right, let's see if I can get 10. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the clips on.
These bars are extra slippery here.
Because I think it's that one step out that kind of ends up screwing me over. Here we go, attempt 2, 10 reps, let's go. Oh, that was a good set. Oh, man. Quad check. Here. Oh, man. Man, it wouldn't be a leg day unless you hit some arm poses for no good reason. Oh, man. So I guess I underestimated myself a little bit on how many I could do, which is not the worst thing, I guess. But 17 is not too bad. I always look at this 1 rep max calculator whenever I like hit a pretty solid set. So you just put in like the lift, the amount of reps, 17. Although I probably could have gone a little bit deeper on some of them, but alas. So supposedly my 1 rep max is 352.5. I don't know if I can actually hit that. That seems, well, that's definitely more than I've ever done for a 1 rep max. But it'd be pretty sick to hit 405 someday. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, I've been going to Planet Fitness and hitting the Smith machine because I'm a broke person. Been hitting the Smith machine for squats, and it's just not the same as good old barbell. I feel like it says it's like a 25-pound bar, but it really feels like a negative 25-pound bar, because you go to squat with real weight and it's a lot harder. Oh. Oh, trying to go deeper. Come on. Oh, one more. One more. One more. Whew. Whew. Yeah, baby. Dude, these wide angle lenses are so dumb because here's what my arm actually looks like. And I back up to right here. My arm looks insane. Look like the freaking Trend twins over here. Josh, you're not the Trend twins. As much as you wish you were. It would be nice. I feel like my glutes and my lower back are more pumped than my legs, which is probably not great, but dude, that Arnold pose is so hard. Some of this I've been doing has been really good for my like lower back, shoulders, rotator cuff, all that is just dead hangs. And then also like scapula, I think it's called scapula raises. But basically you're just like hanging here and you start in, you're not loose position, but like as far down as you can go without completely disengaging your lats and scaps. And then you just like shrug up like this, down, and just pretty slow. Because my rotator cuff, I injured like a while back and trying to get it like bulletproof. I feel like that's the classic like lifter, I feel like that's the classic lifter injury, or like beginning lifter, is like torn rotator cuff, because no one knows what they're doing with like bench and shoulder press and warming up, and then everyone just gets injured. So I've started doing these for my hamstrings when I don't have a hamstring machine. If you have one of these bad boys, or if you're just looking for more like functional fitness, I guess, these things are insane. They're so hard. Like I was like, oh, this should be easy. And I did one of them. And like, I can't even do one without the bands. But basically you start out here and you lower yourself and you go down. I can't do it without the band, especially after squatting. But I just grabbed this band. Oh, just try to stay straight. Man, they're so freaking hard. And just let your hammies do all the work. Yeah, the goal is to like just go as slow as possible. Oh, but these hurt, man. They take it out of you. Found some community, found some like brotherhood. That was, I think, one of the biggest factors in just helping grow close to faith. Having that group, having, you know, those sports, those guys. I don't know where I'd be without them. And I think in some aspects, like, that was probably one of the most like shaping moments of my life was, or my young life, was like growing up in those groups of guys, you know. And I never really had like a youth group that I was close to. I would go to church a lot of times and feel just like kind of like the odd man out a little bit. Like I'd be with like the youth group and I just felt less home there than I did with like, you know, some of my guys at different sports and stuff. That's the beautiful thing about like the body of believers and like all of our Christian brothers and sisters, is it doesn't have to be at a church. Like you can be in community, you can be in that without having to be at like a physical place. Like there, it's everywhere, you know. If you want to make it harder, you can just like go down in band resistance or hold it closer to the end. Start shaking at the end there. Start shaking at the end there, Lottie. I'm sorry, I will never do that again. Yeah, hammies are tough, man. I've got like pretty good quads from soccer, but my hams are a little underdeveloped, so trying to get those bad boys.
Got that golden retriever energy. Small arms. Big arms. Oh, that's so messed up. They call me Muhammad Ali.
My goal is to be able to do these without the band. But yeah, I just want like, you know, just a group of brothers. And I think growing up, like that was one of the things that was so special to me, was having like a good brother, you know, having a brother that I was really good friends with, but that also just loved the Lord and kind of showed me what it meant to be a good man, you know. And even though he was my younger brother, but he still was like a great example for me, and also taught me how to be a good leader back to him as well. So thankful to have like a brother that I was really close with, and that, you know, we could just have that close friendship and share that faith with each other. And I just want that for everyone, you know. I want everyone to be able to experience what it's like to have like a good brother, and also like a good dad. I think that's so important too. And just everyone needs a good dad, but very few people have it. And that's what's so cool, is that even if you didn't have a good dad growing up, didn't have any brothers, that the body of Christ provides all of that. God provides all of that. God is our Father, and then our brothers are our brothers in Christ. And so even if you didn't have that growing up, you can still find that, which is so cool to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, really felt it on that last one. Oh man, if that band snapped, I guess I just have to kind of tuck and eat it into the ground. All right, let's do one last little pump check. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Yeah, I'm just hoping to create this like kind of like a community almost. That's kind of what I'm going for. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. But yeah, I'm hoping to have a lot more cool guys on, and just like a lot of older guys that I really look up to, that I really respect, who are, I think, good masculine role models, good mentors, that I can learn from, that you can learn from. I'm trying to figure out this manhood thing, and you know, I still feel like so far from having it figured out. And some days it'll be just me. So thank you so much, guys. Peace. I want to start doing finger guns more. I think that is something that could be in my life a little bit more. Who doesn't love a good finger gun?